Thanksgiving's like my favorite. I cook everything from scratch because I'm crazy. I love it. First and foremost, if you are finding that the gratitude posts are bugging you, or you don't want to post your own, or you feel like you're bragging when you post your own, this is something I've really seen, and I think it's like a big deal. And the reason I say it's a big deal is because I know that we have some pretty amazing women in this community who really care about other people. So if that's how you're feeling, that tells me something is going on. A lot of people will be like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to say I'm grateful for anything because I don't want to make anyone else feel bad. Oh, woe is me. I'm like such a jerk because I'm grateful for my new car, right? When other people are grateful they have running water. You're not a jerk. You are allowed at any moment to have the experience you are having where you are. And nobody else gets to judge that. And that's part of what social media's done, right? Is you feel like if you say you're grateful, you're going to get judged because you're there judging other people's gratitude lists, right? Let's be honest about that. So you're reading the gratitude post, you're like, my life isn't as great as hers, right? You're like looking over there going, oh, my house doesn't look like hers. Or what an ass to be talking about that, right? All of that stuff, it is poison, you guys. Stop holding on. Other people are going to behave badly. It's going to happen. And on the week of giving thanks, you got to forgive first. And let me tell you something. If the person you need to forgive today is you, or this week is you, please do so. If you're cooking, it doesn't have to be perfect. Make it enjoyable and make it about the conversation. Maybe everybody goes around the table and says, what's one thing you can forgive yourself for? Totally different spin, just as powerful. You don't have to do gratitude posts. You don't have to talk about the apples in the grocery store to be like, see, I'm so good. I'm so grateful. It's Thanksgiving week in America and I'm great. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You don't have to do stuff other people tell you to do. And by the way, that's not even gratitude. I don't know what the hell that is. Unless it comes from your heart. Like there are moments, you guys, you know how often I cry, but there are literally moments I can burst into tears in the produce section. I know I'm weird, but literally I'm like overwhelmed by the amount of invisible work that has to get done for me to go in there and be annoyed that I have to take time out of my day to go select which one I want. It really wakes me up. Now that's my thing. Doesn't have to be your thing. But there's something in your life where you have a moment where you're like, whoa. It could be beautiful clothing where you're like, oh my God, do you see this seam? There was somebody who had to learn how to do that so that the clothes hang just a certain way or cover your neck the way you like, right? Like, oh my God, how grateful can we be for that? I love this, Joy. You guys, I bought these. They're my favorite. And I wore them today because I bought them when I called off my wedding in my early 20s. And I called off my wedding and I went shopping with a girlfriend. And every time I wear these, I was so grateful that I knew to make that decision, that I set both of us free. And that's what these mean to me. I don't know who made them. I don't remember, but I'm grateful every time I put them on. Somebody stitched this together and made it fall a certain way. That means so much. Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't have to post that on Facebook to prove that I'm grateful about stuff. Neither do you. If it moves you and you're like, oh my God, you know what occurred to me today, you guys? And you want to share that, by all means. But please don't do it in a performative way. That's why it feels so crappy. And that's why when you see the posts that land crappy, it's because that person was being performative. Don't judge them, right? They're trying to do their best too. But just get that that goes both ways. You're going to feel it. You're going to know. And what this means for us, you guys, is an understanding that while everything out there is temporary, right? It's going to change, it's going to alter. We never know quite exactly how it's going to unfold. That our response to it is always 100% within our control. So all week long, I would implore you or invite you, whatever you would like, to wear something or have a reminder on your phone that just has you stop for a second and look at what's in front of you. And I don't mean you have to go, I'm so grateful for my camera. I'm so grateful for my curtain. I'm not interested in that at all. You guys know me long enough. I don't care about that stuff. Just to stop for a second. Was the food I ate today safe? Do I have running water? Was my coffee hot? Do I have a floor? Do I have different shoes to choose from? Do I love the people around me right now? And if you don't, that's okay. Send a private message to someone you love. You can create that feeling of love out of thin air at any time whenever you need to. Don't let that be an excuse. I don't always love everybody we all have to be around, right? We all have gone through that of like, that's not my favorite person. Hi, everything, right? But who do you love? And do they know? Start there and you'll create the feeling of love. Okay, so that's the one thing I'd like you to do all week long. You can wear something, a ring, a bracelet, earrings, a pin, whatever it is you want to do to remind you. And what this reminds me of when I say when I called off my wedding is it reminds me of self-trust. You guys know that's my number one element for all of you is you've got to learn to trust yourselves. If you're going to work with a really expensive coach, trust yourself to make the best decision. If you're going to move and change houses, trust yourself to make the best decision. If you're going to call off a wedding after that train's already taken off, trust the decision. Self-trust. That for me is what this means. So you want want to find the thing that matters most to you and make sure you keep it present for yourself. There's lots of ways for you to create the feeling of love. Please don't step back and let this run over you. Remember that at any moment you can take back control just by breathing slowly and remembering that you are always in charge of your outlook and you're always in charge of your character. Who are you showing up as for other people? How are you sharing what you love and who you are with other people? And who needs you today?